Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to share with you my experiences dealing with cystic acne. I've been suffering from cystic acne since I was 14 and up to right now. Like I have this here, it's cystic, and this in my neck. Like this is the first time I'm having something on my neck. And this right here, I think it just went down last week. But I'm happy because it's so much better off than last year. So that's why in this video I'm going to share with you the 10 things I tried to make my cystic acne better from that to this right now. So in that 10 things I tried, I will share with you 3 things that actually work and 6 that did not work at all. So stick to the very end of this video, okay? So the first thing I tried that didn't work was DIY honey, sugar, and turmeric max. So I was searching for something cheaper, and that was the only home remedy I read on the internet, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, let me just try this out. It's going to help my acne, but it's cystic acne, so it's kind of underneath the skin, and something topical cannot really help me. So I did my little mixture of sugar, honey, and turmeric. I must really say the turmeric stained my clothes like a lot. My white, my black colored clothes, everything was stained by turmeric. Even after days of applying that mask, wherever I applied that stuff, that mixture, concoction I did, wherever I applied it got stained even 2 days after, 3 days after. My clothes really suffered and it damaged my clothes exactly. So although I did not apply it for too long, say 1 month, I just applied for a few weeks and I was like, shit, this is not working. Like, I don't see any effects. I know I've used only honey before. Like, when I used only honey every night for about, I think, a month, I saw difference in my skin, but that max I did with sugar, honey, and turmeric, it didn't really go far for me. And I know that one thing that made me stop it was the turmeric. It stained my clothes, and I couldn't continue with something that would ruin my clothes while I suffer acne at the same time. After trying vitamin A and zinc and did not see any improvement, I became very desperate. Like, I needed my cystic acne to go away overnight. So I went on the internet and I searched for what others are using for their cystic acne, but then again it had to be cheap. So I stumbled upon pantothenic acid, which is vitamin B5. So I saw a lot of videos and a lot of people saying, oh, it cured their cystic acne in just 2 weeks. I was like, oh my god, in just 2 weeks. So I just went off. I bought it. My first pantothenic acid. I took it on overdose. Then again, they said that you have to take 5 tablets. No, it's not a tablet, it's a capsule. 5 capsules in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, 5 in the evening, making it 15 a day. And I calculated and I was like, no, this is not going to take me up to a month. Like, I need something that can take up to a month that can last me. So I bought pantothenic acid and I took it, but it came with some serious side effects. The side effects I had from pantothenic acid is that I had running stomach, I stool a lot, my poop was really soft and smelly. Like, when I fart, I couldn't even stay in the room where I fart. So I had stomach upset, like my stomach was stumbling, and the odor of my stool was so bad. Like, pantothenic acid didn't do anything for me. Two, instead it came with its side effects. Should I say side effect? But yeah, side effects that I couldn't manage. I couldn't handle it. So I stopped pantothenic acid along with every other one once I finished the bottle. I also tried the ordinary because the ordinary is said to be one brand for sensitive skin, and besides, they are also known to have cheap serums on the market. So I bought the glycolic acid, the niacinamide, salicylic, and hyaluronic acid. Okay, I bought those four products, and I used them thinking that they would solve my cystic acne problem. I thought that they would make my cystic acne go away, but little did I know that nothing external can help cystic acne. You just have to swallow a drug, just do something internally that will fight the cystic acne from the inside. The Ordinary is a wonderful skincare brand. If you have sensitive skin, you should use it. But when using it, I didn't really experience any positive effect with cystic acne that I had. But probably if I had just mild acne, it would have taken care of it. But overall experience, it was nice. It made my face look shiny, just like this. Made my face look shiny. Although I do had a little compliments from from friends and like, oh, you're looking a little bit better. But I knew that touching my face, I still had those cystic acne underneath my skin, so never did anything for my cystic acne. The next thing I tried was spearmint tea. Spearmint tea is known to reduce the testosterone levels in men. I don't even know if I said that right, like testosterone. So I thought maybe I had an increase in testosterone levels, because an increase in that will usually cause over sebum production in your skin, which is oily skin. So I thought, okay, maybe I had that a lot, but I was just doing all this trial and error all by myself. I didn't really go to a doctor or a dermatologist to like check me through or have any tests to know what exactly. So I was just doing a lot of trial and errors, I think. So I took spearmint tea for about a month or then or more, I think. But I didn't enjoy the test actually, and still I got nothing. uh it wasn't a bad experience, so to say. Like, I never got any negative effects from it. I never got any positive effect that I can clearly point out, understand. But no, I just felt like I should just try it out, since I also saw on the internet that everybody, not everybody actually, but some people that tried it out was like, oh, it's good, like it's refreshing. I think it helped with acne. But for me, I didn't really see any changes with that tea, spearmint tea, like nothing. The last thing I tried that didn't work was diet. Yeah, I did not go to a nutritionist, but I did a lot of research still on the internet. I did a lot of researching about the glycemic index of the foods I eat. Okay, because I just know that if something from internally is causing my cystic acne, then it's definitely going to be what I take in, like probably my food, my drinks. So I should have been really be careful with that in the past. So what I did was that I looked through everything I was taking in, and I looked through the glycemic index on the internet, and I avoided a lot of things. And then again, I started eating a lot of fruits, started drinking a lot of water, and I just watched and avoided sugary things like sweets, candies, and the rest. But it didn't work out. Like, it felt like torture, like I was torturing myself, because I kind of started to avoid things I loved, like candies, or again, the kind of food I ate, even white rice. I avoided eating rice. But then again, like, rice is a staple food, like it's something you come across every day, so I couldn't avoid it 100%. But I tried so much to limit my oil intake also, but it didn't work. It was torture, and it didn't work. Okay, I didn't actually stick with it, just like every other one too that I said about. I also stayed with it for like, I think, a month or so, but I didn't really see any results. I had hope that my cystic acne would get better, but what exactly will help me take it away. After having that service of cystic acne, like once one is going down here, another one is coming up, this one's going down, and one's coming up, and as they're going down, they're leaving me with scars. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the scars in another video. Okay, but right now I'm going to tell you what I did to get rid of cystic acne I had and still have a little bit. I was very desperate. Then a friend of mine asked me, why don't you just go to the hospital? Like, you haven't gone, right? I said yes, because it takes a lot of stress, and I have to save cost and the rest. I was just living on a very low budget. Then I decided to try one government hospital here in Nigeria. So I went there, and then after going through all the stress and paperwork, go here from one office to another office just to get some documents ready and some tests. I finally landed at the dermatology department. Then they were like, oh, we're all booked up for this month. We're going to schedule you like 1 month later on. And then I was like, oh my God, 1 month later on, with all this cystic acne on my face, I'm going to stay a whole 1 month without getting any professional treatment. So I was further devastated, and then I said to myself, well, it's up to me to take care of myself. Then I had a recommendation from my uncle. He was like, why don't you just try this brand? It's called Jenny's Glow. I have some of the products there. It's called Jenny's Glow. This is not a promotional video. No, this is just my experiences of the products I used that worked for me. So the number one thing that worked was this Jenny's Glow Nigerian skincare brand. I got the pimple set. Like, the pimple set consists of 3 products: the soap, the toner, and the cream. The cream is just a little thing right here, just very little. You have to use the soap first, then after washing it off, use the toner, and then the cream. So I did that morning and night. Although some people were like, okay, you should do it once a day. They also said I should use the toner like 2-3 times a week, but I was so desperate. So acne can really get to you mentally, and you just see yourself overdoing things. Okay, so I stayed on that Jenny's Glow kit pimple set. I stayed on it for about 5 months, I think. Yeah, or even more than. But the little cream, the pimples cream, was the first item that got finished, because it's really small. Like, I managed it a lot, and it worked wonders, I must say. The toner also lasted very much longer than the soap and the cream. I think the soap was the second thing to finish, then the toner was the last. In all, it didn't actually clear off the cystic acne entirely, but it did a lot of work on my face. Like, it took care of the whiteheads and every other surface level acne I had, and it also helped a lot. Helped a little bit, not a lot. It helped a little bit with the cystic acne. It helped with my color tone, but what I didn't like actually was that it made me fair, like fair so much. But in general, in a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate that product 8, because it actually worked a lot, especially the tuna. Like, oh God, the tuna was so amazing. The second thing that worked for me was sleep. Yes, sleep did a lot of wonders. But sleep is kind of subjective, because some days I'll sleep and I'll wake up and I'll just look in the mirror and say, oh my God, what's this new thing on my face? Did it come overnight, or did it grow overnight? And then on the other hand, when I wake up and I'll look in the mirror, I'll be like, oh, okay, this is going down. Stress really triggers acne, if you have an acne prone skin, you should try to cut down your stress levels, because it's just going to trigger up every rubbish to come up to your face. Okay, so if you have acne, you should take a lot of rest. You need to sleep for a long time, like not a whole day actually, but the 8 hours recommended. If you are always busy, you can just try 6 hours, but make sure you go to bed early, probably 9, 10, so that you have a lot of time to sleep. Probably wake up by 5 or 6. Okay, so from 10 to 6, that's something that you can work with. Okay, now the last and final thing, I would say the overall thing that worked for my cystic acne is isotretinoin. Like, it goes by the brand name Accutane or Accutane. So the one I took is actually this product, this brand. Isotretinoin is the highest medication you can ever get for your cystic acne. So if you're suffering from cystic acne and it's scarring you just like it's scarring me right here, you see there's so much scars, which I'm going to work on later on. So much scars. If it's scarring you like this, even if it's just one scar, two scars, please, isotretinoin. And definitely you should get a dermatologist consent before taking the medicine. But me, oh my god, I took it without the consent and it dealt with me for the first month I took isotretinoin. I really need to make another video for isotretinoin, because I suffered the first month I took isotretinoin. I took an overdose. I took 80 milligram every day and I became black, like as if I had charcoal on me. So I'm going to share with you that experience of isotretinoin in another video. But for your cystic acne to go away, probably you can just try doxycycline. It's one popular antibiotic which doctors usually recommend first, prescribe actually. Then before they prescribe isotretinoin, if they see that doxycycline or whatsoever they prescribed the first time did not work. Okay, so to wrap it up, those are the things that worked for me. The things that worked for me: number one, isotretinoin, which is the overall, but it's really costly. Like, it's really costly. You have to save a lot. You have to prepare to get that medicine. So isotretinoin, number one. Number two, sleep. You need to get a lot of rest. Very, very important. And then the last one is this Nigerian's brand, skincare brand, Jenny's Glow. The pimple sets actually worked for me very well. And then the other things I tried that did not work include the spearmint tea, vitamin A, zinc, pantothenic acid, my diet that I tried to change. Okay, and those things, and the honey and turmeric home remedies I tried, but they did not actually do anything for me. Probably I did it wrong. You can share your own experience down in the comments if you tried any of those things and it helped you with your cystic acne. I'm not just talking about any other kind of acne. I'm talking about cystic acne. It actually helped you with your cystic acne, and how long did it take for this to work? So with my experience with isotretinoin, I took isotretinoin for 5 months. For the first time I tried it, I almost ruined my skin. So if you want to hear that experience that I went through with isotretinoin, and in that video, so I'm going to give you some tips on what to do when you're going on isotretinoin. That's it for this video. If this experience I have shared with you was kind of resonating with you, or you felt like, okay, you have gone through this before and you had a similar experience, don't forget to like, hit the subscribe button right there, and drop a comment below. Okay, thank you.